This is today's daily debrief. I'm trying something different, and it's my birthday month, so why not? I'm gonna be a year older. We're not even gonna get to the numbers, but I decided to just try something, try a daily debrief, and I decided I'm gonna share it with you. And so, as I begin, I mean, it's not enough to just talk about today, but I got to get to today. And man, today is August 2nd, or going into August 3rd. And today, man, today I went back to church. To be specific, I went back to Higher Definition Church, the church that I and my wife planted here in Jacksonville, Florida, and the one that we've been leading for 11 years. And when I say I went back, that for the month of July, we stepped away. We took a sabbatical from the church. And we weren't necessarily able to take sabbatical in every area of life, but it was the first time we literally took our hands off the ministry and allowed our leaders to lead and hold and own the ministry. And so while they were being faithful to do the things that we trained them to do, problem solving, leading the flock, the congregation, loving on each other, supporting spiritually, and just carrying forth the mission, we were living life. It was a beautiful thing. We got to go on a mini family vacation. We got to go to our family reunion, reconnect with people. I got to reconnect with some family, some friends, some former students that are full-grown adults because when I started teaching them, I was in my early 20s, and so we're not that far apart in age. And so it was just wonderful to reconnect, to rest. I was coaching my kids in basketball, and coaching 4-year-olds is one special thing, and also coaching 10-year-olds is a special thing. And so it was just a joy-filled July. I'm so grateful, and I want to make sure that we each and every one of us take moments to be grateful for all the good, all the wonderful. In Philippians 4:8, it teaches about whatever is good, praiseworthy, true, pure. Think on these things. And I don't know about you, but I was raised in a time where, and in an atmosphere where there wasn't a lot of talk about the good things. There wasn't an emphasis of conversation. And so, what this is an effort to do, this daily debrief, is to not only focus on the blessings, the positives, or not just like empty my mind, but to focus on the blessings and the positives and the good stuff. And there's a lot of good stuff. There's challenges. There will always be challenges. And I'm not here to complain about those, at least not today. But I I think it important to just celebrate being able to take my hands off the plow, being able to enjoy family, being able to reflect, being able to have a chance to envision, a chance to discern, a chance to hear, a chance to just try to get myself back together. And my routines fell off a little bit, but I'm getting them back together. We're back in the church. I preached today, started a new series, and I am full of hope, full of faith, full of love, and full of vision. Um, Too much vision for us to execute right now, but I think that's normal if you are somebody that has a vision for your future. It's way more than what you can do now, put your hands on right now, and it's way more than what you could do on your own. And so the next phase is allowing the Lord to lead me into implementation of strategy that will advance the vision and the mission. And so we're back at church. We're back at church officially, back in position. And the reflection that I had as I returned and got to put my arms around my people, in a literal sense, but also in the figurative, spiritual, and just embrace them by sharing my gifts, my talents, my exhortation, is that church is home. Now, church is the people, like ecclesia, that's the called out ones. The church is the people. And our church is home. Our church is our home. Our home is where the heart is. Our church is our home. Um, Church has been home for me whether it's this church that we planted or other churches I've been a member of, over half my life, my adult life. And I was raised in church, but I didn't consider church home as a child. I began to consider church home once I gave my life fully over to Christ, allowed him to become, allowed him in the way that, what's the best way to frame this? Submitted myself to the truth that he was Lord and began trusting him with my life. Church began to feel like home, began to feel like a place I could develop my faith, but also be a developer of others' faith and serve and support each other. And because of the people I met in church, like the first time anyone ever told me, "Hey, give me a call when you get back home," it was a church member, and I was leaving a planning session late in the evening. That's something. It's crazy. It may sound. It's something I never heard until church. Um, I never heard about fasting until I was an adult in church. I was never challenged spiritually. I was never given a spiritual brotherhood, like where me and other men that believe in the Lord are coming together. Like it was church, and it wasn't just church like the church that I was a member of. There's also church as in the brothers that I was rapping with, rhyming with, traveling around North Carolina with, evangelizing through music. But church is home. Home is where the heart is, and church is home. And so coming back to higher definition church just warmed my heart because church is home. The people are home. There's a safety there, there's a love there, there's a trust there, there's a desire to continue to grow and perfect our walk and perfect ourselves in under the umbrella of Christ for the unified mission of our local assembly is home. And I pray that each and every one of us that are believers would be able to discern where our home is. Um, because even now, like I have home as in higher definition church is my church home, but I also have a community of artists that are home, that we love the Lord, we love the music that we're able to create and curate, and we use that gift, that talent, that skill to minister across the city of Jacksonville and sometimes beyond. It's home. I just keep emphasizing because it's so good. Don't you like part of going back home was it was home, and something unique about going home to North Carolina, it's the only place. And when I get into with college, classmates and people that knew me before I started being Mr. or Minister or Pastor, it's the only place I can go where there are multiple people that just refer to me as Ernest. I'm just Ernest. I'm just Ernest. And so there's something very special about going home and just being earnest, that reminds me and refreshes me. Um, and then I'm ready to get back in it where I have all these titles and hats on and whatever. But going back home and then coming back to home has been a blessing. And so I got to get my life back together now. Now it's time to get my life back together. Went back home to North Carolina, eating all types of terrible stuff, knowing I got to get my blood pressure, my cholesterol, my weight all in check. And I had started this journey in much sincerity in June, and fell off the wagon due to vacations and family reunions and just lack of discipline. But toward the end of July, I was like, okay, I need to get it back together. I need to submit myself back to the process, getting my sleep right, my eating right, my drinking, my water consumption right. My wife got me this water bottle for what was it, Father's Day, and I have been utilizing it and supposed to have whatever amount a day. And so I'm trying to do that. August is my birth month. This is the month I'm choosing to reestablish the routines and rhythms. Even as my kids go back to school, to reestablish the routines and rhythms that will breathe life into my life, breathe vitality into my life, bring renewal into my life. And so I got some of the spiritual disciplines now, but even the ancient Christians. I've been doing a lot of study this year. The desert mothers and fathers of North Africa, even they knew that there were some practical battles that had to be fought in order to live a life of holiness and sanctification. And for them, the number one battle, the first battle, was a battle against our appetites, about the battle of the mouth, consumption, gluttony. And so I am seeking to reestablish victory in the way that I eat, so that I can walk in victory in the way that I rest, that the way that I work out, the way that I think. Um, there'll be some fasting here and there. There'll be some consecration here and there, and all with the goal of winning the battle at the first gate. They had eight primary vices, and the first vice, or the first gate, like a city that had gates, the first gate was the battle against gluttony. And so, as I look at August, the month, there are several things I'm trying to do, including this. I want to do a daily debrief, and we'll see. I mean, what it's going to do, what it do. Um, but part of the process is allowing you to join me in my process. I have a lot to share, and I'm going to share. But I think that there's a lot of us that, regardless of my title, are going through some similar things. Recognizing the nature of our mortality in our mid to upper 40s, realizing that some stuff that some areas where we're trying to stay young, it's just not built. We're not built for that. And we got to be cautious and concerned and handle our lives with care. And so for me, that starts with the spirit and my soul and works into the habits and disciplines of my life. I don't want to live off motivation. I want to live in a disciplined, mature fashion. And so that's what August is going to be from now till my birthday, is laying the foundations, the practices that I need in order to be in control of what I can be in control of, right? Um, I've played with my weight, played with my diet and nutrition. Um, I've been consistent in exercise, but doing it in a way that helps my full body keep up with these very active children. Um, these are some of the things that are on my heart and my mind, as well as the big, spiritual church mission and vision and things of that nature. And so let's just walk with me. Let's walk together. Um, I'm definitely going to be posting on my YouTube channel, my personal YouTube channel, not my podcast YouTube channel. And we'll start with it being bare like this, and then we'll work our way into some, making it pretty and all that other stuff. But right now, just trying to obey. And today I knew I was compelled to record today's daily debrief. So I'm out, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.